Call the Midwife Series 12 began last week and saw the arrival of a new sister to Nonnatus house, Sister Veronica, played by Rebecca Jennings. In the same episode, Lucille Robinson, Leonie Elliott, was troubled when she heard Enoch Powell's 1968 Rivers of Blood speech on the radio. It made her feel even more alone and isolated as she struggled with being apart from her family in Jamaica. Back in 1968, the Conservative MP was addressing party members in Birmingham ahead of the second reading of the Race Relations Bill, legislation designed to prohibit racial discrimination in employment, commerce, housing and public services. Powell believed it would be harmful to the indigenous population. Touching on what it was like filming the scenes and having his character a part of such a huge storyline, Cyril actor Zephyrin Tate claimed there were echoes of today's society. He told Express.co.uk, "Yeah, for me, obviously I wasn't born, but it became real, a lot of echoes of today." Cyril's not that privy to it, because he has come into an environment that is very welcoming. He knows it goes on, but once it is out on the radio waves it is kind of a shock in the face to see the wide context of the conversation. So you see him battling with his position, and what he was kind of comfortable with has now been shaken up, and you see him battling that and where he fits. He continued, "It was an education, really, more than it being depressing. I feel like there has always been an inclusion of wherever you are from. But I do think a lot has changed now. It is kind of hard to make a comment on it because I am succeeding, and I know a lot of people have succeeded despite their background." Teresa Group that obviously has a lack of. Jenny Agutter, who plays Sister Julienne, added, "There is a lack of perception, but you can also bring it to the modern day. Enoch Powell just grabs that moment and people turn, they hear a loud voice and the blame goes there, and we are going to hear the same thing today with immigrants coming in and people's own fears." Zephyrin also teased the impact it will have on Cyril and Lucille's relationship, explaining, "Yeah, it does, it kind of puts their relationship in jeopardy. It puts them in a situation where they discuss the reality of it, because again Cyril is like, everyone is fine, everyone likes us and accepts us, but he isn't the one on the front line of the NHS, Lucille is." Emmerdale exit for Dawn Taylor as she lands new role. "It reminded me of when I was living in the Netherlands when the right wing was on the rise and there was a lot of hostility towards Moroccans especially. And that narrative swept throughout the Netherlands and you saw the rise of the right wing and it was quite scary." One of the pregnant women Lucille cared for launched into a furious anti-immigrant tirade during her labor, which left the midwife so distressed by the incident that she walks out. Lucille was already pining for her family in Jamaica, but her sadness looks set to morph into something much more acute in the coming episodes. The synopsis for tonight's episode reads, "It is May 1968, and the Nonnatus team are faced with challenging cases, one of which is much closer to home as Lucille struggles with her own health." At a coffee morning for expectant mothers, Sister Julienne meets heavily pregnant Lillian Reynolds, who is expecting her first child. However, after Lillian experiences some breast discomfort, she receives a devastating diagnosis. Call the Midwife airs Sunday from 8 p.m. on BBC One.